Great article on ESPN.com by Ramona Shelton and Mark
really
Stein on exactly why Dwight left L.A. Dwight wanted the Kobe Bryant era to end and the Dwight Howard era to begin. Here's what Dwight's plan was for the Lakers. Amnesty Kobe, trade Pau and Nash, get rid of Mike D'Antoni, and bring in CP3 and Phil Jackson, Marcellus. Was Dwight's plan the right one for the Lakers?
It's interesting when you look at those names at face value, you say, I understand what Dwight was thinking. But I disagree with Dwight in the fact that he wanted that plan to be executed. And I'll tell you why. If you look at the Lakers and you say, I don't like their coach. I don't like their players, including their global franchise icon player, Kobe Bryant. Then maybe you just don't like the Lakers, because you just can't go into a situation and say, all I want to keep is the Staples Center and the uniforms, but everything else got to go. It makes no sense. So how can that plan actually come to execution?
I totally disagree with that analysis. I think you absolutely can say, hey, Lakers, if I'm worth it, completely change everything. Amnesty Kobe, he's coming off an Achilles. He hasn't defended like he used to. He's not the same player he used to be.
You give up on Kobe that fast,
Even though he's still a great scorer, he's obviously not Kobe from 6 or 7 years ago. Pau has had problems. He's in the last year of his deal. Nash clearly isn't the player he was. Your plan... listen, they first traded for CP3, and David Stern shot it down.
Right.
So their plan originally was going forward to have CP3 and Dwight Howard. He's asking for Phil Jackson. That's a great idea.
Of course,
on paper, it works. Theoretically, if this was the NFL, it would work if they thought, yes, that's the franchise quarterback we want to build around.
If Dwight Howard was
Dwight Howard's real problem is not that plan is bad theoretically if he were Shaquille O'Neal in his prime, or Hakeem Olajuwon in his prime, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his prime, right? Even Moses Malone, someone like that.
I'm hearing you.
He is not. Dwight's problem is not that he's not a fantastic player or that his plan was a bad one. It's that he's not good enough to jettison everything you have and make him the focal point of the team.
You know, that's a good point, but in this respect, I don't think he was ever given that premise to start from. He was never given those promises that the future of the franchise would mean we give you the keys, but we're going to take the keys away from Kobe. There's a transitional process that you got to respect, and in that transition, they're both going to share what the Lakers franchise was. And I don't think that Dwight really considered that.
Think about Kobe and Shaq. When Kobe basically said, look, it's him or me. They looked at Shaq. He was aging. He wasn't what he once was. He was still an excellent player, not what he once was. Probably about as good as Dwight is now, right?
Yeah.
And they said, no, we're going with this guy. Because Kobe Bryant, at that time, was one of the greatest players ever to play in the history of American team sports. Yes, we're going to go forward with him.
Right.
They were rewarded. The same sort of or a similar thing happened here, where Dwight's saying it's him or me. They looked at Kobe in his reduced state, as Shaq was. They looked at Dwight in his prime, as Kobe was, and they said, but that Dwight Howard, that ain't the Mamba from 5 or 6 years ago.
No.
That guy's not
did you expect
good
that?
enough.
Did you expect that? The guy comes off of a bad, he had a torn shoulder, a torn leg.
No, I'm saying
and then you expect him off the back surgery to be the same guy that all of a sudden you're going to give the keys to?
Dwight Howard had a career year last year, meaning 22.5 points a game and
Max?
14 boards. He still wouldn't be good enough to say scrap everything else.
I'll just tell you like this. If you like the girl, don't tell her to cut her hair, get a little bit taller, and change her friends. You know what? That makes no sense. You know what I mean? Pick another girl. That's simple.
Unless you really like her.
Unless you
want to marry her. Was Dwight's plan the right plan? Sports Nation says wrong plan.
Thanks, Olivia.
So you can make a payment from your cell to almost anyone's phone or email.
Bonjour, Mama et Papa.
So you can express your gratitude in the moment. Chase Quick Pay so you can.